Good evening, and thanks for joining my live today. And today is the 19th edition of Power Session with Jumoke. Today's session is slightly different. Usually I prepare topic maybe on quality, on adaptive, on stakeholder engagement, on scope management and all that. But today is different. I'm giving you the opportunity to ask me questions. Maybe you are preparing for your PMP, or you have written the exam but failed, or you have passed the exam and getting PDUs is your challenge. So the floor is yours. My name is Jumoke, and I passed my PMP in 2011, and I've been training PMP since 2012. And I'm a proud member of PMI Ghana, PMI Nigeria, PMI Angola, PMI Togo, and PMI Liberia. And I've been volunteering since 2011. I am the immediate past president of PMI Ghana. I'm currently the chair of the nomination committee when it comes to election, and I'm also the chair of the ethics committee for PMI Ghana. I'm the managing partner for Okin Valley Limited. We are a consulting firm. And what I do on Mondays like this is my way of giving back to the profession of project management and helping people become certified, hopefully, as we help each other become certified and we put it into practice. That is walking our talk. We would be able to improve how projects are managed in Africa and thereby bring out positive rippling effects. So the floor is yours. Unmute your mics and ask me your questions. If you are certified and you would want PDUs, let me drop my number so that you send your, okay, let me type my number first, which you might have seen. My number is almost everywhere now. You send your first name, last name, and your PMI ID. Your PMI ID, not your PMP ID. Please, we only need your PMI ID. So yes, over to you. Any question for me on PMP? The focus is actually PMP, but you can ask me any other question on maybe ACP, because I'm also ATP for ACP, but let's focus on PMP as much as possible. Yes. Yes, any question for me? Thanks for the likes. Please keep them coming and share for more people to join. Hey, is this how it's going to be?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, there's this. No, thank you very much for this session. There's this session, this thing about PMP mindset. What is it really about?
Okay, so thank you. Is this Albert?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. PMP mindset. Sometimes when I'm teaching and we are attempting questions and you are telling people what the answer should be, they will be arguing, no, by my organization, we do it this way and we've been getting results. And I tell people PMI is a principled association that is backed with a lot of research, and most of the guys are based on research findings that are put together by practitioners. And so the PMP mindset is that you're a project manager, you are ethical, you are you are committed to a win-win situation. You lead your team members with the 7 leadership approach, and you embody the principles of project management. You are a steward, you navigate complexity, those principles. And so one of the things I also tell my students is, if you came across a question and the question is so difficult that if they give you all the day, you don't know what it is, look at the option that speaks to what I just said now, as in win-win situation, you being fair, you serving as a project manager, serving your team members, being principle may be wrong, but being ethical, doing the right thing, showing respect, negotiation, finding the root cause of problem before solving it. Sometimes when you see the question, you have identified the root cause in your head and you pick solution. But PMI is assuming you have not thought about it. Pick the option that indicates that you are investigating what the problem is before you find solution. So that is the PMP mindset. It is not how you manage projects in your organization, not at all. So when you approach PMP, you are supposed to unlearn the things you know and learn it. Because if I use myself as example, when I failed PMP, when I was answering the questions, as far as I was concerned, they were right. They were absolutely right because they matched what we were doing in my organization. I mean, I was managing projects for over 6 years before I wrote the PMP. I mean, formally managing projects for 6 years before I wrote the PMP. And you will find the options there. So you need to have this background about PMI. PMI owns the PMP. So yes, the principles, win-win situation, ethics, respect, accountability, working with stakeholders, getting feedback from them, documentation. I mean, these are some of the things that will guide your mindset towards PMP. Yes, I see a hand, Mama Duba. I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce it.
Yeah, that was well pronounced. How, Jomoke? How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, my question, last time when we met at Kigali, I told you that I want to do my PMP, right? And after that, because I've done a project management in Vancouver at UBC, and that was a program for executive leader, to manage a project. I'm an exploration manager right now, and when you manage exploration, you manage different projects, so it's a program management. Yeah. And last time I tried to understand what exactly I need at this level, because I've done my MBA too. So I realized that there is a project management certification. So my question is, so what do you think? Do I have to go for PMP or to go for project management, program management professional?
All right, thank you very much.
Is my question, yeah, I don't know if you understand my question.
The question is extremely clear, and I understand it perfectly. At Okin Valley, I'm currently not PGMP certified. I can teach it, but I'm not certified, so I don't teach it. But we have an instructor that is PGMP certified, and we are currently running PGMP training. And one of the participants registered, and then after registering, he went to the PMI.org and realized that, hey, I've not done PMP, but looks like there is some caveat or advantage to those who have written PMP. So he called to find out how difficult it would be for him to write the PGMP. And I told him that it means he would have to read more than the people who have done PMP, because what is program management? It's you managing multiple projects that are interrelated and coordinated in a way because managing them independently may not give you the value you will get if you manage them, together. That is what it is. So if you're if you're a project manager, you have that basic knowledge about projects. And now when you become a program manager, what it means is you are managing multiple projects at the same time. Yeah. So the basics, according to PMI, you may be lacking it. But the training, if you went for a preparatory training for you to write PGMP, will take care of that. So, for instance, if you want to write PBA, Professional in Business Analysis, you don't need PMP. But when I wrote PBA, I had my PMP. So when I get to what the role of a project manager, I wasn't spending too much time on it because I already knew what the role of the project manager, I already knew what we use the project charter for, and all that. So it helped me. The same way, when I started studying for CP, the Construction Professional exam certification, I also had some cushion because when you mention something that has to do with projects, I already know. So when you go to PMI's website and you click on certifications, you will see that we have core certifications and we have specialized certifications. If you look at the core certifications, we have the CAPM, the PMP, the PGMP, and the PFMP. Someone would think, oh, you have to have this before you have that. You can go for the PGMP, there's no problem. But some information, basic information, will be lacking and you would have to do additional information. So if you asked me, if you have money and you have time, do PMP and then you do the PGMP. But if you are very smart and you think you have the time to be able to, pick one or two things that you don't know from PMP or projects, then go ahead and do the PGMP. Did that answer your question?
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Welcome. Yes, any question? When I look this way, it means I'm looking at my phone because I'm also live on TikTok, even though no one has asked me question yet. Yes, Phyllis.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Jumoke. Good evening. And thanks so much for the great job you are doing.
Thank
In
you.
fact, you are encouraging us more and more to get into the PMP mood, and it's helping. So I just want to know, so I have been into projects also for about 3-4 years, and I had planned to write next year. But I want to see what I can do if I'm able to write it this year. Just help me understand the whole process. So I went onto the website and I tried registering. I know you have to pay your dues, and then just help me through what one has to do in terms of registration and the writing, please.
All right. Thank you very much, Phyllis. But I think you can write your PMP this year. Because PMP is changing next
I take
year.
the challenge.
Yes, thank you, Phyllis. So let me take you through the process of writing PMP 1, which I find very absurd. People don't read about. Someone can just call me, hello, is this Jumo? I said, this is Jumoke. I want to do a course in project management. I said, which of them? Are there many? I mean, the certification in project management, I said, there are many. Which one are you interested in? The project management, the person is not sure of the name of the certification. The person has not read anything about it. Maybe somebody mentioned it and they are just coming. So I will take it like you have not read anything, you don't know anything about it. So PMP, Project Management Professional, is for individuals that have experience in project management. They manage projects. And there are two requirements. Requirement 1, you have to undergo training. We call it 35-hour training. And I will advise you to do with ATP, Authorized Training Partner with PMI, because we have individuals that are certified and they feel, oh, I can train, and they create problem for their students. As of January this year, at the center where I write my exam at Total House, I was told about 70% of people who write PMP fail. And when they fail, they complain that what they were taught is not what they met. I don't know what that means, but I can also understand, because if you are ATP, PMI will give you some training slides. They will train you yourself. And so it's like they are giving you a standardized training material. So do your 35-hour training with an ATP. And of course, I am one. Then 2, you must have project management work experience. If you have at least a degree, meaning it could be first degree, master's, PhD, you need only 3 years of project management work experience. I was talking to someone today and the person said, oh, I don't have a documented project. I said, what do you mean by documented? You know, people feel that if the project is not, if they did a project and there's no name, let's say project water, project this, they will not be able to use it. No. You knew maybe your department that they said this is project. What PMI is looking from you is to be able to say a project, it took so duration to complete. This were the objectives, and this was the role I played. So what I also do for my students is I have a template, and I have captured the project management work experience in different ways to guide them on how to capture their project management work experience. And that's it. So that those are the 2 requirements: 35-hour training and project management work experience. 3 years if you have a degree, and then 5 years if you do not have a degree. Then you go online to apply. You go to pmi.org. If you're a member, you log in so that PMI can recognize that you are a member, because the exam fee for a member of PMI Ghana or any of the Africa chapters is $284. But for a non-member, it's $575. If you are a member of PMI Global only, because you have people that are only members of PMI Global, it's $425. So if you paid $144 for Ghana, if you're in Ghana, your membership fee is $144. It differs for different countries. So let me use Ghana that I know, because Nigeria, it is, I think, $139, if I'm not wrong, I've forgotten. And then for Liberia, membership is $25, but Ghana membership is $35. And you add that to 105, that's what gives you the 109, that's what gives you the 144. So if you paid only 109, you're a member of PMI Global. Your PMP exam fee will be $425. If you added the $35 and pay $144, then your exam fee will be $284. So add $284 plus $144. That will give you $428, which is still lower than you paying $575. So you do this online. So what I do is on the last day of training, I guide my students through the online application, and then it takes PMI about 4 to 5 working days. They will respond. There are 2 possible options. 1, direct approval, and then 2, they could randomly pick you to audit. I was audited for my PMP. I was audited for my PBA. So it's not because you did anything wrong, but it's because, you know, statistically it fell on you. So when you are randomly picked for audit, if you said you are a graduate, you have to share you have to scan your certificate and send it to them as a proof that you are actually a graduate. And then the project you said you worked on, they will ask for a contact email address of someone that is superior to you, and a person will affirm or confirm that truly you did work on those projects. And that is something that can be done within a day. So when you receive the approval, on the day you receive approval, your 1-year validity period starts counting. So you have 1 year within which to write your exam. Once you receive the approval. And it is after you receive this approval that you can pay for the exam. You can't pay until you receive approval, because in the email that would inform you that you have been approved, there will be a link for payment. And when you pay, they will send you another link for you to schedule your exam. So you will schedule your exam, and PMI will give you the exam centers that are in the proximity of the address you provided where you are. So if I provided as, let's say I'm at Makola, maybe they are likely going to give me Dansoman. Yeah. So they will list it, and then you select where you want to write the exam, and then the dates, the month, you select it. You also have option of writing the exam in your home or in your office. But I tell people they have to be sure they have very reliable internet connectivity. Because if it blinks, that's the end. You can't log in again. So when I was president, for instance, I had people who I was just about to start the exam, and I mistakenly knocked at the extension box, and my laptop disconnected, and I started to log. I said, PMI, to PMI, you have completed the exam, and it means you failed. So you have to pay for reset. You will reset the exam. Now, I would rather transfer that risk to the PMI's accredited exam center, because if anything like that happens, it becomes discussion between the center and PMI. And so you write the exam. When you write the exam, and the message that comes previously to tell you you failed, we are sorry you failed, like what I got, or congratulations, you passed, when I eventually passed. But now, if you pass, they will say the preliminary result says you've passed, but they would have to investigate. And they do that now because of some fraudulent activities where people will give access to their computer, and a third party would have access, and some fraudulent things. So they will want to check the algorithm that you didn't do anything like that, and then they assign you your certification. But often, once they tell you that preliminary you pass, you have passed, they will go and check, and you didn't do anything. So you start celebrating. For those who fail, you have opportunity to resit twice. So you have a opportunity to write 3 times within your validity period, that 1 year period, yeah. But you will pay each time you resit. I don't know how much now, but I remember, I think it was $278 or something. I've forgotten dollars for receipt. Phyllis, have I answered the question? Hello, Phyllis, have I answered your
Thank
question?
you. Yes, very much. Very
Okay.
much detailed. It's been helpful.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Oh, okay. I'm told the receipt is $193 USD. And you can
Okay.
also, oh yeah, but you will not receive by God's grace.
Amen.
And you can also change your schedule date, as in when you want to write the exam, but it has to be a month before. Let's say I scheduled to write my exam 13th December. If I need to change the date, I have to change it before or on 13th November. If it exceeds that, I'll pay $70 to change the date. And I also advise people, schedule your exam. It propels you to study. Or you leave it like that, there's no push. And PMP, trust you me, is easy to pass, and it's equally easy to fail. It's easy to pass when you approach it like you are learning. You don't approach it like me, because I was like, I'm an engineer. What they want to ask me that I don't know? Even the course, I use Springbok 4th edition. Even the course, there's no calculations. The calculations are less than 5%. I mean, what? And as I was writing, I'm like, thank God I didn't pay for exam prep. They just wanted to collect my money. Yeah, I was so sure. I was so sure until it came from the corner, we are sorry you failed. I'm not even joking. They came to take me out. I couldn't believe it. And me fail. How? Who said the question? In fact, if I could ask, I would have asked for what is it called? My paper, my script, that I want to see how they scored it. It's not possible. But my first attempt, I didn't use simulator. But when I started using simulator, I realized that what I thought were answers were actually not answers, that I was wrong, and the way I was processing things were different. And so I tell people that the simulator helps in baptizing you, or help you to even know what you think or how you think about certain problems. So for me, my students, I don't give them the option. Do you want simulator or you don't want simulator? It's part of the package. Yes, Mr. Quatin. Peter.
Yes, Jimmy, thank you very much. Mine is not a question, but just to maybe also share my experience based on what Phyllis mentioned. So
Okay.
Phyllis, I was part of Jimmy's 2020 July cohort, and just as she said, I realized that the training with the ATP partner is really important because I had to unlearn a lot of things, and it actually shapes you and prepares you. The advantage I also had from registering for PMI is that on the platform, you actually have access to a number of documents, the Pimbo guide, process guide, agile practice guide, they're all on it. And I was able to download them to help with my studies. The thing about also preparing your project management work experience, I think I remember sharing it to Jimmy a number of times to go through. And once I sent it, I think it was within 5 days or so, I had the go ahead to schedule the exam, to pay and schedule the exam. So if you have that opportunity, I think I'll highly recommend it. And I'm sure you'll be grateful you did so. Jimmy, so I think I'll end it here. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank
And the
you.
simulator is also really helpful. I try sometimes, I feel and I realize that it's my thinking process I always need to change. And once you have the slides are really standard that was used for us. So it really helps you process things in the way the PMP mindset. So that's what I'll add. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Peter. Yes, today is your day. Please ask question. Hey, Rima, go ahead.
Good evening, Jimmy.
Good evening. My sister from Uganda. Kenya, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First of all, I would like to say thank you so much to you, Jimmy. You encouraged me so much when I had felt I wasn't going to make it. My first attempt was a fail. And just like you felt the first time you didn't make it, I also wanted to see how they marked it. Because I felt it wasn't fair. But again, with attending your sessions, I wasn't still sure if I wanted to sit again. You encouraged me and you're like, register, make a date. So I took that step. And then, yeah, I did my exam last week and I passed. So once again, thank you so much, Jumi.
Most welcome, most welcome. I'm so happy, I'm elated. I mentioned it to Nelson, and Nelson said, oh, you've already mentioned it to him. And
Yeah,
I'm proud of you, that you took that bold step. And in fact, you researched yours earlier than I did mine, and knowing other, situations, your family not being around you, you working. This time in Kenya is what now? Is it 9 or 10?
it's 10.
It's 10 p.m. And
Yeah.
you made time to join some of the sessions and you were relentless. So you actually put in the work, and I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of you. And I'm happy that you did not allow yourself to be discouraged. I'm sure you'll be one of, if you decide to train, I would like to work with you. You'll be one of the best instructors because you know how you felt emotionally and how you overcame how you felt. And in spite of it all, you passed. So I'm really proud of you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Jimmy.
Yes,
Now,
please,
question.
go ahead.
How important are the PDUs to the certified people like us?
Oh, I like that. Like us. So, like for this session like this, you can earn 1 PDU for it. So I'll probably be the first to assign PDU to you. So you send me your first name, your last name, and your PMI ID. So the PDUs stands for Professional Development Unit, and PMI wants you to continue to learn. So that is the proof that you are learning continuously, and you earn that by maybe attending project management related conferences, attending meetings in your local chapters. In fact, you can make presentation within your organization. It's okay, my department, I want to talk about time management. Maybe that's our challenge, or stakeholder engagement, or the importance of kickoff meeting, or how to formulate team charter, or the importance of having team chat. I mean, anything that has to do with project management, you can, if you made a presentation, you can earn PDU for it. And how usually PDUs are calculated is you must do at least 55 minutes to earn 1 PDU. And so that is the proof to PMI that you are learning after you earn your PMP. And in fact, it was one of the reasons I volunteered, because as a volunteer in your cycle, you have 3-year cycle, and you need 60 PDUs within those 3 years. So I was thinking, where will I get PDUs? Oh my God. Because that 2011, that was when PMI Ghana was established. We had our first meeting, I think July 2011, and that was the first time I went. So I'm one of the founding members of PMI Ghana. And so they called for volunteers, and I quickly went because I knew that I have read that in 3 years, I can get up to 15 PDUs volunteering. I was like, okay, if I got 15 PDUs and I do other things, but I've never claimed PDUs for volunteering, because here in Ghana, we meet every month. Last Friday of the month, we have our chapter meeting, and that is 2 PDUs. So even if you could not attend all the 12, you attended 8, that's 16 PDUs in 1 year. In 2 years, that will be 32. In 3 years, that will be 48, And aside that, we have weekly book club meeting where we pick a book and we read. I never love reading. I'm analytically inclined. So when I attend the book club, when they read, I'm like, is that not what I read? Those people that did literature, English, they will read and connect to another thing and all that. So we do that every week. And so in a month, that's 4 PDUs. And then we have Toastmasters Club, PMI Ghana Toastmasters Club. If you're a member, that means you pay for PMI Ghana and you have paid for the Toastmasters Club. You will also earn 3 PDUs from them every month. So as for PMI Ghana, members do not have problem with PDUs. And then there's a platform that PMI has 8 webinars, projectmanagement.com, one word, projectmanagement.com. When you go there, create your profile, it will connect it with your PMI profile. And so when you watch webinars, it will automatically upload the PDUs for you within 72 hours. And sometimes I can be on that page and watch like 6 different webinars. It's not about the PDUs, but I love learning, because I'm told that learning actually slows aging, and I'm trying to slow aging. So I'm always learning. And also, I don't want to be ignorant or unintelligent when conversations about a project management is ongoing. So I'm always there. There's also some quizzes. So when I'm bored, I go there to answer questions, and I've answered over 1,000 questions there, you know. So projectmanagement.com, one word. Just this webinar, click on it. It's a drop-down menu. There is on demand and is a live webinar. So click on the on demand. On demand means the sessions have been recorded. Okay, and you can filter them. On the left, you will see your name, you see your certifications, and then let me see if I can, let me stop sharing my screen and see if I can show you the projectmanagement.com, show you my page. Yeah, so the PDU is very, very important for you as a certified PMP holder. But be careful that when you are claiming your PDU, you are asked to provide your ID. You are providing your PMI ID and not PMP ID. Because if you have multiple certifications and you give your PMP ID, how will you get the PDUs? In fact, your PMP ID is someone else's PMI ID in a different country. So it's always PMI ID. Miriam, please, did I answer your question?
Yes, Joey. Thank you so much.
Most welcome. Okay, it's been a while I came here, but let's see. So this is how my projectmanagement.com appears. I'm trying to minimize this. Okay, good. So you see my name. Yeah, I love pictures. I have already placed my pictures here. So the webinars I'm talking about, this is it. You click on, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So you click on demand. And for me, because I have multiple certifications, it's listed them all. So this is PMP. It means I have all my PDUs. That's why I say PDUs remaining 000. And then the PBA 00. They've been sending me mail to renew my ACP 00. It means I have all my PDUs. For my risk management 00. For my PMOCP 00. So when you log in here, you will see your PMP here. It will show you the PDUs that you know that for the PMP, you need to have some minimum PDUs in all these talent triangle elements. You need to have some PDUs. I think 8.5 or so. I can't remember precisely. So sometimes some people will have 59 PDUs, then they will attend the meeting, 1 PDU, and they're assuming the 59 should change to 60 if there's a minimum requirement out of these 3 that you have not met. And that meeting is not meeting that minimum requirement, it will not update it. So here is it. So when you want to watch, so this is what I do. Those days that PDUs were issued, I'll come here and filter. So you can filter by topics, you can filter by certifications, you can filter by PMI talent triangle. That is, maybe you have some insufficient from any of the minimum requirement PDUs that you should have. And then you have free access for non-members, and then premium, especially for members. And then you can sort by viewing history, the ones you have viewed and the ones you have not viewed. And you can also sort by language, whether French, English, and all that. So this is a very good space. A very good, and you can also get templates here. You can contribute. I mean, if you have something you want to give, as in you want to write, Yes, so I hope this answers your question.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Can I ask
Well,
another?
oh, go ahead.
Thank you. What advantage does one have over when they are a member of, like you've mentioned, you're a member of PMI Ghana, Nigeria, and another one. I'm only a member of PMI Kenya. What advantage do you have over me, who is only a member of PMI Kenya?
Okay, so I have some affiliation like Liberia, Togo. I was part of the process of them becoming chartered, of the chapters coming into existence. So one of the ways for me was to be a member to support the work they are doing. And then for Nigeria, because I'm half Nigerian, half Ghanaian, I decided to be a member of Nigeria chapter. And then I was also offering some support to the leadership. I said, why don't I become member for me to even understand what the issues are to be? It's like what I said when we started, that before you solve a problem, you need to understand what the problem is. So I wanted within the chapter to be able to understand what the problem is. For Angola chapter, when I was president of PMI, they felt the Ghana chapter, we were doing so well. And so they requested to become members of PMI Ghana so that they can have first-hand experience and see what they can learn from us, which they did. So I also reciprocated. And now, like, I see them as part of my family. So I keep renewing. I see it as one of my supports, a way to support Africa chapters, because I'm very passionate. I feel the larger we are in Africa, the larger our impact will be felt. And it starts from membership. And sometimes they hold a chapter, we hold a meeting that Ghana chapter won't hold. And so I would get to attend, especially if it's virtual. And then I get PDUs, I get to network. So I'm here in Ghana. I have people I call my twin or siblings in Angola. I have people I call my siblings or twinnies in DRC, in Cameroon. I'm not even a member of Cameroon chapter yet. They are calling me Nigeria, and all that. So it enhances the kind of relationship you have. And you should have seen me in Kigali. When they call Nigeria, I'll go. When they call Angola, I'll go. It's exciting. So I get to experience whatever they do within their chapters. I'll get PDUs there, and I will also network, because you can never tell when you will need someone, So if I want to do anything in Kenya, for instance, I have Rayuma there. I have the president, which I call my sister. If I want to do something in South Africa now, the president is there. We have volunteers and all that. So it builds relationship. It also gives you room to grow, because the focus of Ghana chapter will be different from Angola chapter. I am always following Angola chapter. They do so well social media. They do so well in giving back to the community. So it's just few dollars. It's just few dollars. I think Angola is $25 extra that I pay on Ghana, and that's all you need to do. You just add the chapter and you pay that additional money. Nigeria is also 25. I don't even know the amount, because when it's time to renew, PMI will just list everything and I will say yes, and it will be deducted. So it's worth it. I've done this for, I think, 3 years now. And so sometimes I feel like wearing all my t-shirts, wearing that of Ghana, take picture, wear that of Angola, take picture, Liberia, Yeah, so it's fun for me. I don't know if I answer your question. So I would say my experience is richer than yours, because you belong to only one chapter.
Thank you, Jumi.
Welcome. Yes, any other question? PMP, membership, Sometimes people want to know, in fact, people for some reason assume that they have to write exam before they become member of a chapter. Not at all. All you need is your ATM card or your debit card and money in your account. The moment the payment goes through, voila, you become a member. You become a member. And if you're in a chapter that they are active, they would add you to their mailing list, they will add you to their WhatsApp list, and then that's how you start networking. The only disadvantage may be you may not be able to attend physical meetings. Like I'm unable to attend physical meeting in all these chapters, but this year I attended the PMI Nigeria chapter conference in June, and then we had our conference here in Ghana in July. Then in August, I went to Kigali for the PMI Africa conference, which is known as Global Summit Series Africa in Kigali. So I've been having fun. So I'm saving again against next year by God's grace. Yeah, so membership has nothing to do with certification. You can decide to become a member. And for PMI Ghana, our second president was actually not certified. And he did awesomely well. And I know people that are not certified and they are great project managers. Why? They keep learning. They have access to the same resource you have access to as a PMP certified. So if you're a member now, okay, let me try and share my screen again, and let me show you what you are missing if you are a member of PMI and you have not downloaded, let me log in, and you have not downloaded some of the guides. But as I'm typing, if you have any question, you can ask. If you're on this call and you are yet to be PMP certified, can you tell me why you are yet to be PMP certified?
I have a question on the 49 processes.
Yeah.
And then you know the guy is preparing for the exams. Are we supposed to know everything on it? The 49 processes by knowledge area and groups.
No,
Okay.
you don't need to. I think you should focus on the 6 lessons, start projects, business environment, start projects, plan projects, lead the team, performance assessment, and close project. Now, within these lessons, and there will be some knowledge areas, especially the plan project. Those are the knowledge areas you should concentrate yourself on: scope, budget, schedule, quality, risk, resource, and then within resource, you have procurement. And procurement, you do strategy, then you come up with plan for the procurement. Then that's where you have your contract, the 3 types of contracts: cost reimbursable, fixed price contract, and time and material contract. Focus yourself on that, because when I wrote PMP, PMI was doing, what is it called? Inputs, outputs, tools, and techniques. But they will not ask you what input or outputs are largely, but they may ask you about some tools and techniques like Delphi, Ishikawa, or Fishbone, or the 5 Whys, or those things. So don't stress yourself about, why did I even come in? The resource. So can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right. So if you log in as I have logged in, let me show you my dashboard. Oh, my internet is acting today. All right, I just wanted to show you my dashboard that All right. If you know me, you know that I love pictures. So I've already put my picture here and consultants and my ID and the chapters I belong. So Ghana, Nigeria, Liberia, Togo, Angola, and they're even asking me to add more, but forget it. Yes, and then your certifications, you can click your courses. Often we don't check this, but PMI sometimes do offer free courses. So if you look at my completed courses, I have 44 completed courses. It means I took advantage of what I was given. I've been given business continuity. I've been given taming bias, using wicked problem solving to make better decisions and align teams, which I haven't done yet. And it's been a while. They gave me this 2022 both, and I haven't done, but I have done most of them. So I started a bit. That's why you see it as courses in progress, but I've completed 44. So you can find the same for you, your events. If you have subscribed to anything, like the study call, you will find it under subscription. You see your membership, what you can get from your membership. You can get, I don't like turning it auto. I don't like turning my renewal into the automatic mode, because usually they may, it states that they may debit your account. I think like 3 months they can do that, and people get angry. So sometimes maybe a month to expiry date, or 2 months or 3 months, and I don't want to do that. Yes, so you can see it here. And there is a membership downloads, like your member card, you can download, membership badge, you can download. I'm sure some of you never knew this. And you can also download your member certificate, but it will reflect. Let me see what it will reflect now. Previously, it will only reflect it has downloaded. So, all right, then, if you want to volunteer, you click here, and then you have volunteering opportunity, community profile. Because I am ATP, I have these 2 additional buttons, but you wouldn't have it because you are not ATP. So let's go to why we are here. Learning. You have exam prep, online courses. Of course, they are not free, and then there are free online courses. Instructor-led training will be paid. Will be a paid event. Webinars. Nicholas, please give me a minute. PMI training, and then you can explore artificial intelligence, AI. We have about 3 or 4 free courses for members of PMI. If you are not a member, I think you pay about $80 for them. And if you want to know anything about Agile, this is Thought Leadership. Thought Leadership Brightline Initiative is another arm of PMI. Then you have Project Management Journal. You have academic sponsored research. So we have students, maybe they are doing their masters, they have research, and they get sponsorship. And then you have the PMBOK, and then you have global standards and publication. So I've clicked on that. Whilst it's rolling, Nicholas, please, I see your hand. What's up?
Okay, thank you, Ma, for your assistance always, and it's always a delight to join your live sessions. Yes, please. I want to find out if you have acquired your 60 PDU, do you still have to pay additional money to renew? That's my first question. And then the second one is, do you also have volunteering opportunities also available? And then the last one will be, in case you want to focus on just, giving knowledge, like just as you are doing also, how do you become, is there opportunity for you to train the person, and maybe the money involved also as well? Thank you.
Okay, the money involved in what?
maybe a training to also become maybe just as you are doing, I mean, giving knowledge in the area of PMP and other. Yes,
Okay.
please.
Welcome. I've written the question down, but let's quickly look at this. These are what you are entitled to as members of PMI to download. You have access to the PMBOK guide, and I'm sure you are aware 8th edition will be released, I think, on 13th January 2026 by God's grace. You can download the standard for program management. You can download the standard for earned value management. You can download the PMI guide to business analysis. You can download the standard for portfolio management 4th edition. You can, this is one of the newest PMI certification now, sustainability. You can download all this as members of PMI. Just download and put them in a folder. You will always need them. And there are standards, about PMI standards. You can, the surrounding information about standards. So these are things that you should take advantage of. So when I hear people, I'm not getting value, I'm just paying for membership, what is the value? You are the one not taking advantage of what PMI offers. What is a standard? Standards development. How, like the PMBOK, those things, how are they developed? I think about 3 months ago, PMI wrote to every member, if you want to make contribution or addition or correction to the PMBOK 8th edition, excuse me, and there's a way you could go about it. And if you are able to make any inputs, they will recognize you. I don't know whether you saw it, but that is how it is done. There are other resources that I think most of us are not using. PMI Infinity AI tool is like PMI's chat GPT for us, and then you have the online community, you have the PMO Global Alliance. So please, and PMI do have the PMI job board. That may be a bit competitive, but you can also check there. You can create your own career navigator, career resources and all this. So all these are available. So please do take advantage of them. Now let me go back to Nicholas's question. He asked whether if you have 60 PDUs, do you need to pay? It will surprise you. I don't know, is the word surprise, but I get my 60 PDUs in like 3 months into my new cycle. Let's say my cycle ended today. And the next 3 months, I would have had all my 60 PDUs, and PMI will start sending a message, renew now, renew now. I did it once for my PMP. And so if you renewed 3 months into your cycle, you would have 2 years, 9 months left. See? They will add it to your next cycle. So I had like 5 years, 9 months. I said, this one too is what? Who sent me to pay early? So I don't pay early. I pay on the last day of the end of my cycle. Yes, you get a 60 PDUs. Previously, we're paying $60 as well. If you are a member, you get 60 PDUs, and then you pay $60 in addition. And when I was president, I was getting lots of people because I could have access to the member database. And I'm wondering, this person has 60 PDUs and the certificate is on suspension. You see, if you don't get 60 PDUs and pay the $60 before the end of the 3-year cycle, they will suspend your certificate for 1 year. If you do not, then you would, what is the word? You will lose your certificate. And if you are not careful, you may have to write the exam again. But I've promised myself I will never write PMP exam again. I can't go through that stress anymore. So yes, you have to pay. So when I get in touch with people, I realize that they didn't know that they're supposed to pay 60 PDUs. Sorry, $60. But now PMI has given discounts, and I think now you get 60 PDUs and you pay $42. If you are not a member, you will still get 60 PDUs, but you pay $150. Yeah. So yes, you have to pay. Now volunteering. As members of PMI Ghana is always almost announcing volunteering positions. So in Ghana, we have 9 portfolios. The Office of the President, Admin or Secretary, Professional Development, Marketing and Sponsorship, Finance, volunteering, events. Which one am I forgetting? Outreach. So previously, this used to be elected positions. They were the board positions, but last year we changed it, that we're not getting quality people to be on the board, because if VP membership, for instance, is a board position, you will go and strategize for the chapter, then you come back and be running operations. And so people were not volunteering for the positions. So we changed it that the board members should perform board-related functions only, and then the head of portfolios should do the running of the chapter. So now the board members are elected, and then you have the heads of portfolios appointed. And then under the heads of the respective portfolios, like administration, event, professional development, outreach, marketing, finance, volunteering, under them, you also have some. That's my brother calling. You have like director or assistant director under the heads of the portfolio. So these people help in running the chapter. They help in running the chapter. So if you want to know, I can connect you with the office manager, and she will share with you the vacant positions. As a member of Nigeria chapter, I do receive notification because they send it to all members to volunteer. And so that volunteering, there will be some interviews. People go like, volunteering, they want to interview. Yes, it's necessary, because one, we all need to agree that we have the same understanding of what you are volunteering for. And if you will require support, we will know what area you require support for. So for me, as immediate past president of PMI Ghana, it's an automatic position for me on the board. But on the board, I have also been appointed within the board members to head the ethics committee. So I'm the chair of the ethics committee for PMI Ghana. And so they've given me a number which they have posted, thank you, which they have posted on their website. And I've been receiving some calls, but not in the area of ethics. People are just using it. If they need anything for the chapter, they will just call and ask. But it's been fun so far. And the third question, knowledge. For me, I do this because I've been volunteering, I've been a member of PMI for long. I try to do things the right way. So for me to teach, I have to be ATP. And one of the things I said I could teach a program management professional because I've managed multiple projects and all that. But because I am not ATP for in fact, for PGMP, we don't even have ATP for PGMP, but I'm not certified in PGMP, and that's why I will not train it. It's not because I cannot train it, but I will not do that. So I have some people that I go into agreement with, they want to train, then we agree on how they want to do, but before they start training, they have to be ATP, authorized training partner. It means if you want to train PMP, you have to go through the PMI ATP training, write the exam, pass, and have the badge of ATP. But what PMI has done now is that you cannot just have the badge and be training. You have to have the ATP under an organization that is ATP. So it's in twofold. So for me, Okin Valley Limited is ATP company with PMI. And I am ATP instructor under Okin Valley that is ATP. So you can't just stand alone and be training. You have to be under an ATP company with PMI. So if you are interested in that, then we can have the conversation. And the challenge I'm also having is people want to be ATP and they want you to go and look for people for them to come and train. Anyway, we have conversation and come to an agreement if that is what you are saying. But this that I do is a free session. I have people on this call that I didn't train, but I just feel that we all need support, to be able to get to the next step that we aspire to be. Just look at me. I failed PMP at my first attempt. I was angry at the entire world except myself. And what motivated me to rewrite was because of my kids. My daughters, they kept asking, Mommy, have you written the exam? I couldn't say yes. I couldn't say no, because if I said yes, the next question would be, did you pass? I wouldn't want to lie to them. So I will be busy. I'll make myself busy. When they ask the question, I can't answer. So after 2 months, I had to pick up my books and study. And a friend got me simulator. And that was when I saw my smoothness level. And by God's grace, eventually I passed. So I just feel that I need to give people some push. Some people don't need push. I had only 2 daughters. One was self-driven. The other, you have to give some push before she does well. So I know that human beings, we do have that tendency. Some is because we struggle managing our time or planning our time. Some because we need constant support. And I don't mind giving that support. I don't mind giving that encouragement. And that is why I do this particular one, to support people in Ghana and Africa and the world at large. Okay, so there's a question here. Oh, sorry, I've missed some questions here. So, yes, I see. Please, I joined late. I need a rundown of how to be PMP certified. Hey, Michael. Michael, this discussion is recorded, so I will share it. I'm assuming you are from Nigeria chapter, but how to become PMP certified? One, you need 2 things. You need to attend a 35 contact hour training. You see, Nigerians, when I say, when they ask me how much is the training, I say they convert it to, I say, it's expensive. Anyway, you need to do the 35-hour training, and you also need project management work experience. Then you apply to PMI. Those are the 2 things. And then PMI, when PMI approves your application, you have 1 year within which to write the exam. And I will advise that you get simulator. Don't rely on just Googling and picking some questions on internet. I love the time box simulators because it gives you it's like what is it called? Have I forgotten this? It prepares you for the exam. You know that you will need 230 minutes, and then you're already practicing questions in line, so you familiarize yourself before you write the exam. So I hope I covered that. But if I didn't answer all the question well, please, I will upload this on YouTube, and when I'm done, I will share the link for you to have a look. Olufunke, good evening, ma. I failed in my first sitting. I haven't gathered resources to sit for it again, but I've been preparing well, hopefully before the year runs out. I'm encouraged that you failed and you've started preparing. It takes a lot of guts to do that, and you are not alone. Sometimes, in fact, most of the time, it's not because you are not, you fail not because you are not smart. It's just because you didn't align yourself well with this journey. And one of the things you can do for yourself is to watch my YouTube, my recordings on Okin Valley, because I've picked topics that I've addressed. And at the end of each topic, sometimes I would also answer like 5 simulated questions or 10 questions. And so you can watch them. And if you need any support, please let me know and see how I can be of help to you. How did you balance studying the pinball guide with agile hybrid practices, now emphasizing the latex exam? Okay, so when I wrote the exam, I didn't do, I used the pinball 4th edition. And adaptive and hybrid came to be on 2nd January 2021. And so what helped me is that in 2016, I had done Scrum. I had 3 certifications in Scrum. And so in 2022, PMI came up with AHPP for those who wrote their PMP exam before the 2nd January 2021, like a bridge. So it was an introduction to Agile and hybrid, which many people who have the old PMP have not done. So I did that as well. So that helped. And because I also did the ATP, the train the trainer and all that, and because I'm also always reading. So now I'm actually an instructor for Scrum, vMedu. So that keeps me abreast. And let me make a confession. Me, I didn't read all the pin book in 4th edition. You know, some people say you have to read this 7 times, 3 times. Oh God. And please, I didn't read it. The simulator helped me to cover the pin book. The simulator helped me. I didn't have problem with completing the questions. My challenge was getting right answer. That was my challenge. So I use when I attempt the simulator, I use the review time, to look at the one I got right, the one I got wrong, the reason behind the one I got wrong, then I will use it to learn. So that's when I make notes and correct my thought process. But now the training, if you had your training with an ATP, is infused. As you look at cost, you will look at it from the perspective of predictive, you will look at it from the perspective of adaptive, and you know that the hybrid will have traits of both. So it's like you are walking and you are holding the hands of 2 children and walking together. That's how the training is now. And you just need to understand how, you see, I tell my students, when you are answering the question, try to situate the question. This question, is it adaptive? This question, is it predictive or hybrid? If it is predictive, you'll be hearing a lot of planning. You'll be hearing a lot of documentation. If it is adaptive, you'll be seeing engaging with stakeholders. You'll be seeing what is it called? Self-organizing. You'll be seeing product backlog. You'll be seeing iteration. But you can see iteration, product backlog, if it is hybrid too. So when you start reading the question, quickly situate it. Is it adaptive? If it's adaptive, then you know that Agile Scrum, okay. If it is predictive, then you know you'll be seeing a lot of planning and all that before you start answering the question. The moment you miss that, your default way of thinking will give you the answer, and your default may be predictive and the question may be adaptive. So you need to situate it. And you also need to read the questions carefully. Is it saying what could have been done to avoid the scenario that has been painted? Or is telling you that the situation has happened, but what must you do to resolve it? And sometimes they say, what is the best thing to be done? It means all the 4 options are actually correct. I hear people say, oh, when the question, 2 options were right, and I don't know what they want us to do. And every question you put, anytime I hear that, I say, this person is where I was when I failed the PMP, because the questions, you have only one answer. One may be very close. So if you have a question that all the 4 options are correct, then you are looking for the best fit. That is where what you need to do first comes in. So maybe the others you will do after you finish with the first one. So read the questions carefully. If you are not sure, mark and go to the next question. And then when you have time, you come back. So I hope I answered your question, Tochukwu. Nicholas, I will contact you tomorrow for. Okay. Yes, sir. Yes. Have we answered all the questions? Oh, yes. Yes, you can. I'm reading. I am attending from Portugal. Thanks for making time to join this. Congratulations for your performance, answering the questions inspiring. I'm also impressed about your long list of certificates. Thank you. I suppose that if I enroll in the Ghana chapter, I'll be out of those weekly activities that grant to PD. You know, you will not be out. The last Friday of the month is the chapter meeting and is hybrid. There will be link that will be shared with you to be able to attend virtually. And then the book club, we do it virtually. So you will be sent link as well to join. Yes. So please become a member. That would be so nice. That would be so nice. Actually, the word is just a village. If you had attended the conference we had in Kigali, it was just awesome. It's like one big family coming together and we're learning, having fun and eating. I love food and eating and having fun. And recently I started seeing my PDUs. I started seeing my PDs. I'm like, oh God, I went there, I had fun. They Rwanda, they have one of the best customer services I've ever experienced in Africa. One of the best. Our flights were to leave the hotel 5 a.m. and they called me the previous night that we noticed you are leaving 5 a.m. Would you want some breakfast? I was like, these people, okay. I said, I want breakfast. And I said, what do I want? I told them what I wanted. Only for me to get downstairs, I saw like 30 bags of packed food. So apparently they called everybody that was leaving the hotel that day and they asked for what they wanted and they wrote our room number on the package. That was so impressive. And I got and I said I wanted tea. They have some, they call it African tea. They are locally brewed tea. And I said, no, I didn't want that. I had some small thermos. They said, no, don't use that. Use this paper cup. And they were on me until I used their paper cup. It was so impressive. I wish we all learned from them. So I had fun. I ate, and now I'm getting my PDUs. That is why you saw that all my certifications, I have all the PDUs already. I have all the 60, 30, 45, and I'm just waiting. Eating, thank you. Thank you. Eating is good. Food is good. So yes, you can become member of PMI Ghana. And if you're on this call and you are yet to, the PDU, unfortunately, I don't have PDU link. So please take my WhatsApp number again and send me, this is my WhatsApp number. Send me your first name, last name, and PMI ID number. So send it together so that I can compare and then assign your PDUs. I'm so happy and grateful that you made time to join me today. And if there's anything else that I have not answered, please, let's have it done and then we can call it a day. And I also have a WhatsApp channel that I wish you can join to support what I do. Is it okay? And I know people get confused by my name. Is she a Nigerian? Is he a Ghanaian? And so now when people ask me, I go like I'm an African. I'm actually an African. And we all have the same blood running in our veins. So yes, you can click on this and join my WhatsApp channel to support what I do. Okay. Someone just asked an interesting question. Which areas of the exam, people, process, business environment are most challenging and how did you tackle them? Like I said to Chuku, when I wrote my PMP exam, it was just predictive and it was based on 48 processes, 5 domains, no, 5 knowledge areas, and 9 or 10 process groups. So the domain, the process groups were initiating, planning, executing, monitoring and controlling, and closing. And the knowledge areas were integration, scope, cost, time, risk, quality, stakeholders, and all that. And the question were based on input, output, tools, and techniques. But for now, from experience, I have seen that people feel the people aspect more than process and business environment, because process, adaptive, predictive, hybrid, business environment, or like the acumen, you understanding portfolio, understanding PMO, understanding OPM, organizational project management, which is a strategic framework in helping you coordinate the portfolio program, projects and operations so that you can achieve the strategic objective of the organization. People know those things: functional, matrix organization, projectized organization, composite. But because I don't know, maybe because we are Africans, working with people, we lord it over people. You don't listen to people you are working with. You don't practice servant leadership. So if you don't practice those things, then it makes it difficult listening to your team members. It makes it difficult serving your team members, because the first principle that we have now for project management practitioners is that you must be a diligent steward. A diligent steward is not saying, do you know who I am? Do you know when I started doing it? That's not what a diligent steward does. You know that you have been given these people that are like eggs for you to handle and manage. You see what I mean? So it reflects in the in how we select options. So I said now the success rate of my students is about 96%. 96% of my students pass at their first sitting. But those who fail, it is mostly from the people is from the people aspect, because that is where you use your power skills, what most people call soft skills, the intelligence, emotional intelligence, that some of us, for some reason, think emotional intelligence has to do with people and not with you. But emotional intelligence starts with you, where you become aware of yourself, your emotional state, you know. And I quickly chip it in because I believe so much in the temperaments, the 4 temperament: choleric, melancholic, sanguine, and phlegmatic, because yours truly is highly choleric and phlegmatic. I will get the job done. But by the time I finish, people are angry. Oh, she's so mean. Oh, she's so insensitive. I told her I was sick. She didn't even answer. You know, plenty. But I'm thinking, why did they put us together? Is it not to come and work? So why didn't you tell me you have problem? You know, we have to deliver to the customer. That was how I was operating until I discovered my temperament, and I realized that achieving results is important, but relationship is also very important, so that you don't kill or mess people's emotions up. So I became aware and I work with that. So being aware is the first step of emotional intelligence. Then you now manage yourself. So now I know my triggers. So if I met you, let's say you are supposed to give me reports and I've not seen the report, my default setting is when I say good morning, yes, where's the report? That will be the first question. But because I am now self-regulating and managing myself, I'll say good morning, I'm counting 1, 2, 3 in my head. I say, okay, so how are you? But in my head, I'm hoping when I say, how are you, you are giving me the report. Then if you don't give me the report, I say, okay, so that's very unusual of you. What happened to the report? You know, so now I'm aware and I'm working on it. And it is after you've done these two that you now start showing empathy. And now you become socially aware about people you are working with. So what you don't have, you can't give. And that is one of the reasons I feel people fail the people aspect of the exam than process and business environment. So I'm always asking my students, do you want the book, Why We Act the Way We Act? Because that was when I discovered my temperament, or it helped me in discovering my temperament. And you also need people in your space that can give you feedback about yourself, that they will not say things they think you want to hear, you know, that will tell you exactly. If you have kids that are above 10 years, you can ask your children, what do I do that you think I should change? Then you should have someone you respect that knows you, I mean, job-wise, to also be able to give you feedback. So that is the area, people. I think it has to do with how some of us are brought up and some leadership style that I think we are not even aware is not too good. And since I started being aware and putting effort into being emotionally aware and sensitive of people I work with, things have improved. I'm not perfect yet, but things are way much better than they used to be. Yes. So on this note, I've received some messages. I think it has to do with the PDUs, but you don't need PDUs if you are not certified. So I'm expecting from only those who are certified. So is it okay to end? On this note, I'll say good evening. The same link you use in joining today, you can use the same link to join next week, because we'll be using the same link all through the year. Mondays, 6:30 p.m. GMT, Ghana time. And then I will share the topic we will be looking at next week by God's grace. I'm grateful. Okay, thank you, Tochukwu. I'm grateful for you making time to join. Very soon I'll be celebrating your PMP if you're yet to be certified. And I want to encourage you that you can do it. You can do it. In fact, I don't even remember what my performance was. I was so angry. Hey, God. Hey, you know, if I could do it, I believe that you too can do it. Just don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. And we will celebrate very soon. You want to ask about PDU, Bernard? Okay. So on that note, Bernard, I think you have sent your name for PDU, right? All right. So good night and see you next week, Monday. Bye.
Good night.
Night.